about when you were in college? Did you ever have to go from all in-person normal classes to all online classes in what seems like a blink of an eye? The answer for most of us up until this past spring semester would have been no. Hi, my name is Beatty, and today I want to talk to you about why colleges should give students the option to take a gap semester during rare situations like global pandemics, but have their scholarships be kept secured. I've done lots of research on this subject because when we were first hit with COVID-19 in spring semester, I talked to my parents about taking a gap semester for the fall. I've also read many articles about why colleges would or wouldn't allow this to happen. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why giving the students the opportunity to take a gap semester and keep their scholarships secured during rare situations is helpful to the students, how often these situations actually happen, why universities don't allow it, and how online classes affect students' GPAs. The first thing I want to talk to you about is why giving students the option to take a gap semester during these rare situations but have their scholarships secured is helpful to the students. Some students are not able to adjust to online or distance learning as well as their peers, creating more stress and a GPA drop for those students. When students are forced to go all online and consolidate all of their work into a shorter semester, students experience more stress than usual. They have to deal with all online classes along with everything else that's going along in the world. We also are put into shorter semesters, meaning we have a full semester's worth of work and a month less to do it. Students have been given so much work with the illusion that we have more time to do it, when in reality they don't. Yes, students are able to focus more on their studies, but at some point the student needs a break. With classes that are fully all online and each class being set up differently, it's extremely easy to forget about an assignment or two and your grade is suddenly dropping. Going along with this stress, their GPA can drop, which can cause them to lose the scholarships they may have, creating more stress and sometimes causing them to take out student loans, or worse, putting them in a position where they don't know if they'll be able to come back the following semester. Some students rely on scholarships to get a degree. If these students can't adjust to online learning as well as some other students, there's a chance they won't be able to continue. College is stressful enough in normal time, but now we're put in a rare situation that we've never experienced before. The second thing I want to talk about is how often these situations actually happen. Global pandemics like COVID-19 don't happen often. This is the first time in my life that I've experienced a pandemic so bad and so life-threatening that it has forced all of my classes to go online so I don't get exposed and I don't expose those people around me. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention released an article in June of 2019 talking about the 10-year commemoration for the 2009 H1N1 flu pandemic and how we reflect on that in our preparedness for future influenza pandemics. I say this to remind you that these types of pandemics don't happen often. The last pandemic was 11 years ago. I was in elementary school during the last pandemic. Now I'm a junior in college with all of my classes online, trying to navigate online classes and what's going on in the world. Since these situations happen so rarely, universities would not be hurt financially that much if they gave students the option to take a semester off, but having their scholarships secured. With this option, students who know they're not going to succeed with all online classes have the option to wait until their classes are in person again, so they can continue on the path that they're on and the GPA that they have. Last semester, we were blessed with the option to have a pass-fail for our grades. This semester, we're uncertain if that's going to happen. According to the Harvard Business Review, for the typical student taking a course online rather than in person would decrease his or her likelihood of course persistence by 7 percentage points. And if the student continued to the end of the course, would lower his or her final grade by more than 0.3 points on a 4-point scale. Even though these situations don't happen often, there are many people who don't believe this should be an option. Some people think that allowing students to keep their scholarships during a gap semester would hurt the university. Most scholarships are a bi-semester scholarship, meaning a student has to earn a certain GPA in order to get that scholarship money the following semester. Holding a student's scholarship while they're not in school may be taking that scholarship away from another student. Scholarships are a privilege to students. They're something that the student earns by their hard work and good grades. They're not just something that universities hand out. If a student unenrolls for a semester but wants their scholarship to be kept secured, it could be taking that scholarship away from a student who wants to enroll and is fighting for that scholarship. Another reason universities don't agree with this is because giving students this option is allowing the student tuition rate to go down, meaning less students are enrolled in the semester. This hurts the colleges because they're getting less tuition money. Colleges are already taking a toll on student enrollment because of COVID-19. According to the National Students Clearinghouse Research Center, undergraduate enrollment is down 4.4%. The universities are losing money, and holding scholarships might not be feasible for every student who decides not to come back that semester. Although some people do not think allowing students to keep their scholarships while taking a semester off is a good idea, many students rely on scholarships to get a college degree. My final reason why I think this should be an option is because I personally know students who rely on their scholarships so they can get a college degree. I'm one of those students. My parents were all for me taking a semester off when COVID-19 first hit. I struggled significantly with all online classes when that happened in the spring semester. My parents wanted me to take a semester off so I could avoid that struggle and avoid the GPA drop, until we figured out that all of my scholarships that are helping me get through college would be lost. There are many students who rely on scholarships to get a degree. My scholarships are the reason I'm able to be here without having a load of debt when I get out of college. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in the 2018-2019 school year, 86% of students were awarded financial aid. Scholarships give students the ability to not have to worry about struggling financially during or after college. Some students are putting themselves through college, and scholarships are giving them that opportunity without taking out a load of student loans. If a student is relying on scholarships but then is forced to go into online learning, their grades may not be good as they normally are. Because of that, their GPA will drop and they can potentially lose the scholarships they're relying on to make it through college and get a degree and go on the career path that they want. This creates more unnecessary stress to the students because on top of school, they're trying to keep their grades up, and now they have to worry about if they're even able to complete a degree. I hope by bringing up this situation to light, it might change your mind on how students being able to take a gap semester but keeping their scholarships secured during rare situations can be beneficial to students. Today, I talked about how some students can't adjust to online or distance learning as well as their peers, how often these situations actually happen, why universities don't agree, and why it can be helpful to those students who are relying on scholarships to get a degree. After all, I wanted to talk to you about this subject to show how the students are feeling, and show how the students are feeling overwhelmed this semester and how a lot of us feel towards our scholarships and GPA during this weird semester. Thank you.